You feel it before you can name it. A heaviness behind the eyes, a throat that scratches when you swallow, a strange tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. You reach for your phone, type your symptoms into a search bar, and within 30 seconds, you have 17 possible diagnoses, a recommended specialist, and a sponsored ad for vitamins. But the real story of what happens when a human body breaks down goes back much further than any clinic. And it is far stranger, far more sophisticated, and far more human than you have been led to believe. For almost the entire history of your species, there were no hospitals, no antibiotics, no germ theory, and yet your ancestors did not simply lie down and die at the first sign of illness. They built something. Over hundreds of thousands of years, they constructed a system of healing so complex, so intuitive, and so surprisingly effective that modern medicine is still reverse engineering parts of it today. This is what ancient humans actually did when they got sick. Start with the body itself. Because before any healer arrived, before any plant was crushed or prayer was spoken, your own biology was already doing something extraordinary. Evolutionary biologist Paul Ewald spent decades studying the relationship between human pathogens and the immune response, and his work reveals a system of almost absurd sophistication. The fever you hate, the one that makes you cancel plans and lie on the couch feeling sorry for yourself, is not a malfunction. It is a targeted weapon. Your body raises its own temperature to a precise degree that kills or slows most bacterial invaders while remaining just below the threshold that would damage your own cells. It has been calibrated by millions of years of trial and error. Your ancient ancestor had no idea this was happening, but their body knew exactly what to do. The loss of appetite you feel when sick is the same story. You don't want to eat. Modern instinct says eat, keep your strength up. But immunologist Ruslan Medjitov at Yale has shown that appetite suppression during infection is a deliberate strategy. Your body is starving certain bacteria of the iron and glucose they need to replicate. You are not weak. You are conducting a siege. So the first thing ancient humans did when sick was something almost no one in the modern world does anymore. They rested. Completely. Without guilt. Without a laptop balanced on their knees. Without checking in. The sick person in an ancient band was relieved entirely of their duties. The group absorbed the labor. This was not charity. It was biology understood through social structure. A sick person who rested recovered. A sick person who didn't, often didn't. The pattern was visible enough that it became custom, and custom became culture, and culture kept people alive. Now bring in the plants. Archaeobotanist Marika van der Veen and her colleagues have documented the use of medicinal plants going back at least 60,000 years. In a Neanderthal burial site in Shanidar Cave in northern Iraq, excavated in the 1960s, researchers found unusually high concentrations of pollen from 8 plant species surrounding the remains. Several of those plants, including ephedra, groundsel, and yarrow, are known medicinal herbs still used in traditional medicine today. Whether this was intentional medicine or coincidence has been debated for decades. But what is not debated is this. By the time anatomically modern humans were widespread, the use of plants to treat illness was already ancient practice. Your ancestors ate willow bark for pain. Willow bark contains salicin, which your liver converts into salicylic acid, the active compound in aspirin. They chewed on garlic for infections. Garlic produces allicin, a broad-spectrum antimicrobial compound now confirmed in dozens of clinical trials. They packed wounds with honey, which creates a low-moisture, high-acid, hydrogen peroxide-producing environment that is genuinely hostile to bacterial growth. They used clay on skin infections. Clay minerals have since been shown to have measurable antibacterial properties. These were not superstitions dressed up as medicine. Many of them were empirically correct. The mechanisms were unknown. The results were real. But here is where it gets more complicated. Because ancient healing was never purely physical. And this is the part that modern medicine struggled for a long time to take seriously. Your ancestor who fell ill was not treated as a broken machine with a faulty part. They were treated as a person whose relationship with the world had come undone. The healer, the shaman, the medicine person, the elder with knowledge, was not just a pharmacist. They were a psychologist, a social worker, a priest, and a diagnostician rolled into one. The illness had meaning. It pointed at something: a broken relationship, a violated taboo, an ancestor who had not been properly honored, a wrong that had not been made right. There,